So this little surprise just showed up, but we'll talk about him at the end of the video. Right now, this is the red hybrid Jaboticaba, and you can see it's got a fruit on there. It's March 2024, and I'm going to go around the property and just show what's flowering, what's fruiting, and some of the struggles we've been going through out here with the pest and disease. So here's two of my Jaboticabas. There's banana, and this is the Achachiru. This is my healthiest looking Achachiru. It's still pretty small. I have two of these trees, and the other one, for some reason I planted them at the same time, the other one just does not look as healthy. Here's my Ruby Supreme Guava that used to be this healthy tree full of green leaves, and the last year or two it's been not looking good. I think it needs a trim. And here's one of my mangoes out of many that started flowering this year, and then the deer came and decided they wanted to eat all the flowers. So originally I thought the deer weren't coming to this part of my property because they had never been over here before. Everything was left alone. So I started caging some stuff up. That's a citrus there with a plastic netting over it. Now here's my Florida weave. I think there's about 10 tomatoes on this weave, and everything was looking great until one day the deer came and just, again, decimated most of the tomato leaves. Now the plants are still growing, they bounce back, but there was a lot of damage and they were definitely stunted. Probably gonna make me have a lot less tomatoes this year. But I'll go through and show all the plants here. I got a bunch of different varieties. I threw in some garlic and some strawberries on the other side of the tomatoes as well. Some basil, some marigolds with the tomatoes. I just weave these up, and I'm trying to weave them all the way up to the top. I've seen some people have some real success with the Florida weave, trellis they call it. And here's a little midnight snack tomato. These are some of my favorites. These grow really well out here. Don't seem to crack too much if we get a heavy rain. And I've been propagating a lot of these tomatoes out so I can do another weave somewhere else and hopefully keep it away from the deer. Here's the sweet tart mango. This thing's been in the ground for a while. It really hasn't grown much. All my ornamental pineapples are starting to flower, which is kind of cool. I thought they were edible pineapples when I bought them, but here's another mango that the deer came and ate. I believe this is my Carrie. There's the sweet tart. And here's one of my persimmons. I'm a little worried about my persimmons. They still haven't started leafing out yet this year. I think I'm going to come outside any day now and they'll be leafing out. This is Nikita's Gift. This is supposed to be a trademark persimmon. It's supposed to be a really flavorful persimmon. Here's a seed-grown loquat. I've planted a few of these out in different spots of the property just to kind of see where the deer are. Here's an ice cream bean. I have a lot of these. These are supposed to be nitrogen-fixing trees. And the Glen mango. That was full of flowers too. And then the deer came and chomped them off. That one's probably big enough to hold fruit. So I got a little banana circle over here. I put some trees around it and some onions in the middle. You can see some onions bulb in there. There's another loquat seedling. A few bananas. And I have a red hybrid Jaboticaba back here as well. A really small one. And then I got some stuff from seed. Here's a mango seedling and a jackfruit seed. And then here I got all my garlic. This is like the main place I planted garlic. And you can see there's quite a lot of garlic. All those little green heads of grass that look like they're coming up are garlics. I really wanted to grow all my own garlic, onions, and potatoes this year, but we had a lot of trouble with the onions. Some more strawberries. I bought some strawberries recently and I've been planting those out. So I have an avocado over there, and then a sugar apple way down there. I'm trying to point out for you. And here's another avocado that got eaten by the deer. Some potatoes, just starting to sprout. Got my aloe, more garlic, more potatoes. And this is one of my white sapotes. This is the Densler white sapote. This thing does not look too good. I don't know what's going on. I think we're having ants and scale affect some of our trees. Here's a Rollinia. I put this in the ground. I think I watered it once and it's been doing fine back here. So here's another part of the yard. We have an ice cream bean here. I showed you a citrus at the start. And here's the other Achachiro I was telling you about. This one just never seemed to do well in this spot. I think it's really dry over there. And then under this canopy here, I have one of my soursops. And this one kept some of its leaves through the winter. I have one more that kept all its leaves through the winter behind my chicken coop, which I forgot to show today. And then I have the lemon drop mangosteen over here. And I have 3 of these on the property, and they're just not really growing for me. They're all probably about 8 inches tall now. I bought them when they were about 6 inches. They've been in the ground for like a year, maybe 2 years. I'm not sure what the problem is there. Maybe they need more water. I really don't water much stuff out here. So I had some roselle that got eaten by the deer. A bunch of pineapples here. Hopefully get some pineapples this year. And this is a Chimito. It looked like it was dying back here, but now we got some rain and I noticed it's flushing out new leaves. So I think that will be okay. And then I got a few more guavas over here. Some lemongrass. Another ice cream bean. And these guavas, some of them looked like they were dead, and then we got some rain, and it looks like they're coming back to life. Same thing here, I had a Buddha's hand citrus, or citron, and it looks like it's died now. It might be coming up from the rootstock. I might keep it just to see what sprouts. And then I had another mango there, some more pineapples. And here's another citrus. This is the finger lime citrus. It's supposed to be greening resistant. I need to come give this thing a prune. It's got a lot of dead branches. And I've heard those really like water, so I think I'm not giving these trees enough water. We're on sand out here, and every time there's a drought. So here's another area. I have some trees holding some cardboard down, because I put some cardboard around the edge of this garlic little bed I did over here. So there's a bunch of garlic here next to this Restinga jaboticaba. And this tree is absolutely beautiful. It's got these pointy leaves and the classic jaboticaba bark. This one hasn't flowered for me, but I put this kind of right by the house. I think it'll be a really pretty tree. It's supposed to be really tasty as well. So giant Mexican sunflower, a Myers lemon, which is starting to flower. Probably too small to hold fruit, but always good to see flowers. And I have a Rollinia right under this Mexican sunflower. There's a papaya, some of my blueberries, which are finally starting to flower. I've had them here for about 2 years. This is a really shady spot, though. I think that's part of the problem. We're getting our first blueberries, flowers. I think it might have made a crop once last year and just had just a few berries. But this looks like it'll be a real crop, and it's totally understory, under an oak here. And I have a rose apple here, which I need to plant out. You can see it got some cold damage from the cold weather recently. Some more papayas, parlor maple hibiscus. I got the garlic here along the edge. I planted garlic all the way down this row, actually, and the chickens kind of just dug them all out, which is frustrating. We have a lot of pests out here that eat stuff, like armadillos and possums, deer. Here's a ivory eggplant. It makes like a nice white-shaped eggplant. Kind of looks like an egg. And this is one I'm really excited for. This is the Cherry Lotta. This is a hybrid Annona. Painter's Cherry Lotta. I have 2 of these trees, and this one here I put right by the house because I think it's such a cool fruit. Some more garlic. I had a turmeric somewhere around here. I don't see it though. And this is a blackberry. I have a few of these thornless blackberries I planted out. Some roses. I got some more roses recently. I want to get more into the fragrant plants now. I'll show you a few of those fragrant plants here in a second too. So here's my Groomy Chom. I put this right by the house too. I have one more kind of far from the house, but I'm worried the deer are going to eat it, so anything close to the house seems to get hit less. And here's a little Rollinia under here. I'm not sure how it's going to do with the Mexican sunflower right on top of it, but I figured I'd try. There's another eggplant. A pepper, hot peppers. Cotton candy mango, which I'm very excited about. It hasn't flowered. It's grown, but it has not flowered. And I got some more potatoes here. This was one of the first batches I planted. They're about ready to harvest. Let's see if you can see the tater here. Yeah, they're almost ready to go. I'll cover that back up. And let's go look at some of these trees I planted out now. Over here is a jackfruit I grew from seed. And you can tell something came and ate that again. Here's a sabra I grew from seed. This is about 10 feet away from the Stinga, so we'll have those growing next to each other kind of slow. Then I got a soursop over here. This lost most of its leaves in the winter, but they're coming back now. And here is the Mamancia, or the guinep. Highly recommend that fruit if you've never tried it. Here's a tomato plant I just found in my compost pile. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. I took some cuttings from it too. Next we got a loquat. You can see the deer came to visit and munched on that one. That was a real pretty looking tree too. I have another jackfruit here. I thought this was a single seedling, but it looks like it might have been more than one seed. I got these parlor maple hibiscuses I've been transplanting everywhere. They attract some beneficial insects. You can also eat these flowers. They're kind of sweet towards the tip. And I've been using them as chop and drop too. The chickens don't mind to eat the greens once I cut them down. Now this is the Araza Boy. It looks like it's melted off the tag, but this is a really pretty tree. It's supposed to make like a nice yellow, soft, sour fruit. Now here's one of my best looking white sapotes. I'm keeping this one covered because I don't want the deer to come find it. This is the Redlands white sapote. I have another one I'll actually show you in a minute. So over here I have my papaya, some more Mexican sunflower, which I'm using as chop and drop, some strawberries. I planted out strawberries in a lot of different places. This is my gardenia. Now this plant was super healthy. I put it in the ground and then it fried like that. And I have another one in a pot over here. I'm going to keep it in a pot for now because I don't want the same thing to happen. If anyone has any idea what may have happened there, I put soil acidifier down before I did it. Here's the Simsim stopper, or the tea tree olive. That and the gardenia are my two favorite fragrant plants. I feel like they smell the best. I have some roses here. The roses are nice, but the gardenia and the tea tree olive have like a much more citrusy smell. There's some strawberries and some more stuff I have to get planted. Some peaches, plums, and a few citrus. We got figs over here in March. I always just keep them in pots. They seem to do better in pots than in the ground. I think the nematodes mess them up if they're in the ground. Here is the legendary Everglades tomato. Very small but very mighty. It's a small tomato but a big plant, and it kind of just takes over. I haven't eaten any red ones yet, but it looks like it's starting to produce a lot of fruit. And this is a great little bush for the chickens. It's just going to produce a lot of little berries they can eat. I'm not a huge fan of it because it's more of like a snacking type of tomato. But the good thing about it is it lasts a lot of the year here in Florida. So here's my banana I just chopped down. Got an eggplant there. And then the Fwang Tongue starfruit here, which I think is actually making some more fruit again. Up here at the top it looks like it's flowering. Just show you real quick. So it looks like it's flowering and setting some fruit again. I think this is a third crop. Not this year, the first crop this year I guess it would be. There's the miracle berry, and this thing is always flowering. It makes these tiny, tiny little flowers, and then you'll get some red berries after a little bit. And they make stuff that's sour taste sweet. It's kind of a trip. There's another hot pepper. I had some tomatoes I planted over here, but I don't think they took. I was trying to do a little tomato wall up the side of the house. But this Everglades one is loaded. Excuse the mess. We're in the middle of getting more stuff done. I have more potatoes I gotta get planted out, more tilling to do, more trees to cut. We've been leaving the grass kind of long since the winter came. But now that I think any chance of frost is over, it'll be time to clean up the yard a little bit. So over here I got another Rollinia. You can tell I really like Rollinia fruit. I think it's a kind of underrated fruit. I did a little onion patch here, but it seemed like it didn't do well. And these are some Maha Chinook mangoes I grew from seed. I'm going to try to transplant those out, move them around. Over here, this is the Redlands white sapote. So here's the same one as the other one I showed you. I got these at the same time as that one over there. And this one just looks so sick. I think it's got ants and scale. I try not to spray anything on them. I'll spray them with like water, but that's pretty much it. And maybe it's time I do something about that. Now over here I have a Quaimuck. I gotta keep this one caged too because the deer came and found it. However, it did seem to bounce back after the deer ate a little bit of it, so that's good. The pond's looking quite murky. We need some wind, and I gotta get the pump back up, set up in there. Now we have the Bombay mango. This is supposed to be a really good mango. Also a very big tree. I might have regret putting that there, we'll see. And over here I have some bananas. I did a big banana circle over here. I have a Kaimito, or a star apple there. A few more pineapples, some papayas, thornless blackberry. And there's one more jaboticaba in there too. And over here we got the santal, or the cotton fruit. This is a pretty cool tree. You're not really going to see this many places. It's like a really pretty tree, very upright growth habit. I think it'll get like up to 30 feet tall. And then I got a plumeria, another one of the good fragrant plants. This is like that classic Hawaiian flower. And then over here I got some potatoes and garlic next to the orchard. And I've just been letting the chicken tractor run by all the fruit trees. And every time after I move it, I plant behind it. I gotta plant some more stuff. So you can see the ducks there finishing breakfast. And here's my latest big potato row. I'm hoping these ones won't get messed with. But that should be plenty of potatoes for me. I got another star fruit over here. I grew a bunch of these from seed, and this is one I put in the ground. I'll probably end up grafting onto that. Here we got another tomato. This one got demolished by the deer, but it's bouncing back. This is that midnight snack again. I want to let this climb all up this tree here that had like slightly fallen over, and just let it use it as a trellis pretty much. We'll see what happens there. So you can see I got the potatoes. I got some bananas to the left, and then here's the other cherry lotta. So this is the Anona I was talking about. It's a hybrid. I'm really excited about that one. I threw some garlic around the base of it just to have something there. And then I threw some tomatoes down in this understory as well. I'm not sure if any of them are taken. But here's the Trompo Canistel. And this fruit is actually really good. So, I think it's like an underrated fruit. It's really sweet. It's got a weird texture, but man, it's good. And here's an Imbe fruit. I've never tried this fruit. I got 2 of those trees, and I'm very excited about that one. These potatoes just grow great, and they're great for planting stuff after. So here's this Barbados cherry. I have about 4 of those on the property, but the deer keep getting them. So here's a little strawberry. See, something ate this one. I think it's good to pick the strawberries the first year you plant them anyways. So here's my biggest jaboticaba. This is a Sabra. This has fruited. I think we have a video of it before, but it doesn't look too healthy right now. I've been watering it like crazy. I'm trying to get it to flush out some new growth. Here's our strawberry tree. We have 2 of these on the property now. You can see the flowers are like a strawberry. And right underneath it, I put some basil, some seed, a little bit of garlic as well. And of course, you gotta have strawberries under your strawberry tree. So I planted some strawberries. We'll see how that does. These trees grow really fast. And once they start producing berries, it's like you get a couple berries every day. They're really small, but it's a nice treat. Now, this is my variegated kumquat. And this got demolished by the deer too, even when I had it covered. Somehow they found a way to get it off. I don't know if the wind took it off. And here's another variegated citrus I have here. This is a variegated lemon. Looks like it's getting some scale and ant damage. Over here we got another papaya. Can't have too many papayas. So I got some peppers, more hot peppers. And the deer found these too. They're bouncing back, but it's very frustrating. They come and they find everything. I think I'm going to start leaving the dogs out at night because that's the only thing that really seems to help. So I got a citrus here. This is actually one I grew from seed. Papayas. A couple bananas here on the side of the house. These haven't produced well for me. This is the Rajapari. Here's some more hot peppers. And then I did another row of potatoes back here. This is one of my worst areas when it comes to soil. Here's a yellow jaboticaba. I think the potatoes will kind of help deal with the compaction. Got another thornless blackberry. Some more hot peppers. Look at this midnight snack tomato. These are just beautiful tomatoes. I want to let this grow up, this whole thing, and just kind of take over. Just be hanging tomatoes down everywhere. I got some garlic over here. A few strawberries. I'm kind of letting the strawberries come in as a ground cover. Got some radishes I grew from seed. And this was sold to us as an ice cream banana. I don't think it's an ice cream banana. The bananas are really small. So here's some of the pineapples that are flowering. It's an ornamental pineapple. It's not, you can't eat it, but it looks cool. This is the golden sugar apple. And I'm very excited about this plant. It was a bare stick for a while, but now it's starting to leaf out again. I'm really hoping this year I might get some flowers and maybe get to taste one of them. Another eggplant, some more ornamental pineapples. Big papaya here. I think this is going to be a good year for this papaya. Little puppies here say hello. Some basil, peppers, Thai basil, more strawberries. So you can see what we kind of went with this year. We started adding a little more annuals into the mix. Here's the other himbe tree. I've heard these can be male and female, so I want to have at least 2 of them. And this is the 3rd or 4th lemon drop mangosteen I have on the property. They're just not growing for me. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I have another banana. This is just under the canopy of an oak, so a lot of this stuff gets a lot of shade. And I have some more potatoes here, you can see, kind of just sprouting up everywhere. These are good for getting the soil workable and ready to plant the next crop. Here's my red jaboticaba. And over to the right of it, I have a sabra. So I'm hoping I'll come out of the house one day eventually and have the red, the sabra, and then the yellow on the other side. So here down by the lake, we got one of our bananas. This one's never produced for us. It's been here for a while. We have an ice cream bean, and this is my pride and joy. This is like, it's got to be close to 9 feet tall now. And I planted all my ice cream beans from seed at the same time. And this one just took off as soon as I planted it out here. It's got really moist feet in this area. It's a very boggy part of my yard. It's like planted in the trees. It's almost like in a swamp. But it just seems to thrive over there. So what I'm going to do is start planting some more trees along this pathway here. You can see how boggy the ground is. I'm almost getting my feet wet just walking in here. And I had another Rollinia tree back in here. I think I planted 3 along here. I believe one of them may have died. I'm surprised because the Rollinia trees, it seems like the deer don't mess with them. So there's certain trees it seems like they'll eat, and other ones they won't. Here's one of the Rollinias. You can see it's actually flushing out some new growth. It's pretty good for March. It's very protected in this spot here. I think that's important for them. So let me show you the mangoes. And this was a little upsetting. I came out today and I thought this tree was like full of green mango setting, and it looks like a lot of them had just went black and fallen off. I don't know if that's because of powdery mildew or lack of nutrition or what, but you can see there's still some mangoes setting. But it looks like a lot of them just went black and fell off. Luckily I have another mango tree next to this. So over here is the other one. And this one produces a really big mango, but it's not quite as flavorful as the other tree. I don't know what these varieties are. They were here when we got the property. You can see this one's setting some green mangoes. There's another lemon drop mangosteen. They're all about the same height. The mango flowers are absolutely beautiful though. I got a citrus, a papaya that the deer found. And the deer found my persimmon over here, which really bummed me out. I need to cage this up again. But this is a Fuyu persimmon. Over here I have one of my peaches. I believe this is the Florida King peach. Some more bananas. And this is the little soursop that could. This thing froze away 2 years in a row, and it's bounced back twice. So I'm really thinking it's going to live there. I got some more Mexican sunflower. I'm planting that out more everywhere. I think if I plant enough of that out, the deer can just eat the Mexican sunflower and hopefully leave. My other trees alone, but we'll see how that works. I got some more bananas over here. And then on this other side, I have a Buddhist belly bamboo. I tried to get a shot of the bamboo. It's like textured bamboo. It makes like bumps on the way up. It's kind of a cool novelty plant to have. I wouldn't say it's like a good building bamboo, but it looks cool. And then I have another coconut here, and I have all this grass growing around it to protect it from the cold. You can see some of those brown spots on it. It's cold damage. But I think having all the long grass up around everything really protects it from the cold. So in this next row, I got some bananas. And one of my favorites, I have a lychee. I don't have a lot of lychees. I only have one, actually. That's from Larry Shatcher himself. It's a sweetheart lychee. So we got a Methley plum over here. That was bigger, but the deer found it. And then I caged it, and it looks like it's time for a bigger cage again. I have another peach over here. And this one's loaded with peaches. This looks like a pretty big one right here. And I actually grew some beans up this tree too. I did that on a few of my peach trees just to have like a cover crop and a nitrogen fixing plant next to them. And it seemed to do pretty well. This is like the second or third set of beans that have just grown on its own. So I got another mango here. And this is the Venus mango. And this one didn't flower for me this year. That's alright. Over here we have our white sapote, one of the other ones. And this thing was full of flowers. Not full of flowers, but full of leaves the other day. And something came and ate it again. So it's officially time to put a bigger cage on that white sapote. That's been eaten back about 3 times now. So I really got to get out here and protect these trees. So here's my little persimmon area. I have, I think, 4 persimmons over here. And they're Giambo persimmons and Haichia persimmons. I really like persimmons. I think it's like an underrated fruit. You can't get them in the grocery store too often. And whenever they're there, I get them. So here's the ice cream mango. Right next to the garden, I put this one. And this is supposed to be one of the best tasting mangoes. I hear a lot of people rave about that one. Then we got another peach. This is the tropic sweet peach. And this one's absolutely loaded with little peaches. I'm actually going to have to probably thin this out because I think the branches will break if I let this many peaches sit on it. Or they'll be really small peaches. So, and here's another Barbados cherry. You can see the cages because the deer come find them and eat everything. So I have some citrus there, some more persimmons. And here's 2 of our other peaches. I have a few more peaches and plums I actually need to plant out. I'll probably end up doing that here soon. You can see this one hasn't started leafing or budding out yet, but got some empty beehives over there. And I made a muscadine trellis here. But while the muscadines are growing, I figured I should grow tomatoes up it. And then the deer found my tomatoes. But you can see my grapes growing. I need to put a pole in for them to reach up to the top. They just started leafing out again now that we got some rain. But like a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, those were just sticks. And here's the other tomato. This was like a big tomato when I planted it, full, ready to go. And the deer found it. So that's pretty much it. I have a few more trees in the front and around the other side of the property, but we're not going to get to those today. I want to go ahead and show you those cows. Because we did have a little surprise over there. It had a newborn calf. One more tree I want to show you is this is Tangelo. So I think I have 2 of these on the property now. But this one I keep caged up because the deer come over here a lot. You can see across here I have a few more trees up in the front. I have some Rolinias up there. And here's this little baby calf. So Coco just surprised us one day, and we came and found this. We haven't given him a name yet. We are not sure what we're going to do yet. We might try to sell him. I think this might be too many cows for us at this point. But he's having a great time. This is the first cow we had on our property, so it's pretty cool. And everything went real smooth. He's been good so far. He's drinking milk. And he's a cute little guy. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, buddy. Appreciate it. Hey, buddy boy.